Welcome back to another episode of the Off-Air Hustle. I'm your host, your DJ, MC, all in three, Deona Hustle. Major shout out to the shop, of course, for hosting us per usual. And then also shout out to Eastside, the whole production team, NSPN. Make sure you tap in with us always. So today I have a very special guest. I'm beyond excited for this guest. It's Kansas City's very own. He's the founder of Vocal House. Let's throw that in there because I definitely want to dive in more about that.
For sure.
Grammy Award-winning songwriter. Let me say it one more time. Grammy Award-winning songwriter. He's worked with Kelly Clarkson, David Guetta, Usher, the Backstreet Boys. When I saw that, I said, oh, we're going to have to dive into that. 21 Savage, Usher, and of course, Chris Brown, because you've heard Residuals on repeat. You've heard It Depends. You've heard all of these songs. He's experienced in pop, R&B, hip-hop, house, and country. Well-versed, and I love that about him. And then, of course, you didn't know this. I just found this out. He also played football. And the Chiefs might need to look into recruiting him after that last game I just saw. Please welcome Dewain Whitmore Jr.
Amazing.
We need you on that field, Dewain.
Hey, listen. I mean, I still got the cleats, you know what I'm saying? You know,
we say you didn't hang them up yet, huh? You was in that NFL Europe division.
Yep.
Okay. See, I had the shades on, of course, because you got the vibe going too.
You know, I'm gonna match you. I'm gonna match you for sure.
Throw these off. Okay. I'm gonna pop them in here and there. When we get on our flexing mode,
okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and get back into
Let's
it.
go.
But I appreciate you for stopping by. Of course, you stopped by Hustle and Shine in the morning. Absolutely. Big love to you for doing that and making time for us and to dive into your talent.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a lot of different skills about you that I want to dive into. Absolutely. You know, I told you, I think I did on my podcast, on the morning show, that I want to start off with an icebreaker.
Okay.
It's simple. It's this or that questions.
Okay.
Very simple, so don't think too much.
Okay, I got you.
All right, R&B or hip-hop?
R&B.
That was quick.
Yeah.
You said I ain't thinking about it at all.
No need to think about it.
Organ or the piano?
Piano.
The piano that your pops had you.
That's crazy. Hey, because I was about to say, like, my pops are baby.
What's the name of that?
Of what?
You mentioned it on the R&B
of the style
podcast.
of music that Suzuki.
On the piano. Suzuki piano.
So it's not just piano. Violin, cello. There's other instruments as well. It's just a Japanese form of training.
Got you. Okay.
Very intense though. Yeah. Super intense.
Yeah, I heard because when you turned 15, you gave it up.
Listen, when he said, when you turn 15, if you don't want to do it anymore, you don't have to. I said,
all right, it's midnight, buddy.
It's midnight. Listen,
midnight,
we
pops. Let's wrap this up. Tell the lady not to even come over. All right, absolutely. KCK or KC Mo?
KC Mo.
I already knew that was the easy answer. Now this next one might be difficult.
Okay.
TGT.
Ooh.
Or A2J.
That's
Addicted
crazy.
to Jesus.
We're going to go A to J because that's the roots. That's where it started.
How old were you when you were in that group? And that was a group you and your friends had in church?
Absolutely. Yeah, from church. Absolutely. And we all actually, three of us actually all kind of moved to L.A. and figured it out in L.A. One of them went out before us. But, yep, A to J is that was where it started. Yeah, that's the roots. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's actually how I started, how I got into songwriting. So yeah.
And I know you've also worked, of course, with TGT as well. And I hope they bring that back.
Yeah, well, don't hold your breath.
I ain't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Gates or Jack Stacks?
Oh shoot.
Dang. Tough questions, man. Right it is though. And you got to tell me what you get.
Okay. Ooh. You know what? I ain't gonna Jack Stack.
Jack Stacks, what you go? What you be getting?
Man, the wings. What are we talking about? The wings are a conversation to be had for sure.
I rock with it.
I'm not gonna hold you low key. You can kind of get anything low key. The beans are crazy. Yeah. But Gates. Turkey on bun, and the fries. That's a staple.
And the how may I help you? You can't get away from that.
That's a staple.
For
you know what I mean? Out of respect, I should say Gates. But Jack Staff,
that history.
they kind of give him a run for the money.
I feel that.
You know
I feel that. Yeah, I go to both. But Gates probably is normally my number one.
Right.
But it took me a minute to adjust. Being from St. Louis, I didn't. It's a lot of y'all y'all do some sauce. We do honey glaze at the crib. Like I don't.
Oh shoot.
It's a little bit less. I don't need. I'm not a sauce girl.
Not a sauce girl.
I don't want too much.
All right, I get it.
So it took me some
on
adjustment.
The side. On the
Preferably, because I feel
sure.
like if it's good, it don't really even need all
don't
of
need
that.
it. That part.
Just
that
a
part.
little,
Yeah, that part.
Okay, so I really don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. When it comes to LA, I know that they be having plenty food trucks. I haven't been to LA yet. I'm gonna change that in 2026.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
for sure.
go
You got
visit.
the hat on this time.
I got the hat on
For
because
sure.
I know you relocated, and we're gonna dive into that conversation too.
Yep.
But would you prefer KC barbecue or something from LA?
KC barbecue.
Okay, now what do you eat when you like in LA? Like, what's the food that you would suggest to somebody?
Dang. I mean, there's so much. It really just depends on what your vibe is. You got so many dope restaurants. It really just depends on you. Can go to Mastro's and grab some. Nobu. It depends on the vibe.
Okay.
Yeah, it really depends on the vibe.
Okay, duly noted. All right, as we wrap up this or that section.
Yeah.
With Chris Brown's album, you've been a part of numerous amount of his albums.
Yeah.
But if you had to pick Fame or 1111?
Fame.
Oh
yeah.
Why you pick that so easily?
One, that's where it all started for me. That was my first like major thing I was a part of, and that he brought me in on. And honestly, I feel like the body of work was amazing.
Yeah.
And it was like his comeback album after all the stuff that had happened. And so and Grant, like one of his first Grammy.
Yeah.
So yeah, Fame for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Now, bonus question for you.
Yep.
If you had one theme song that you could pick that you feel like would describe your life or just you, what would that song be?
Dang. Theme song? Theme song.
I know we asking tough questions on here. Oprah, you better watch out, girl.
That's a tough one. A theme song.
If you want to put a pin in something too, you can let me know.
Dang, that's a tough
You don't
one.
know that is a little.
Yeah. Let's come back.
It's an odd question.
Let's come back to that one.
Okay.
I got to think about that.
Okay, I got you. Now, who do you feel like believed in you from day one? Like this be a family member, a friend, anybody, because of course you are Grammy Award winning at this point in your career, but before you got to this point, who was that person that was always in your corner?
It was my parents. It started there for sure. I'm blessed enough to say like I have parents that poured into whatever it was that I was trying to get into, and even exposing me to things that to see if I liked it or liked it.
Important.
You know what I mean? It's extremely important. So it definitely started there. I think you need that early on to see the things that you gravitate towards.
That's right.
Or don't. And then they poured in when like it started with football, they poured into that. And then music, all along, music was always there. So they always poured. Yeah, that was the constant. So they always poured into that. So it started there. So yeah.
What position did you play for football?
I was when I ended up in NFL Europe, I was brought in as a safety.
Okay.
And then I was moved to running back, like mid camp. So because
they was like, you fast, so we need you up here.
I was fast and I was big, so I ran a 4.4 flat, and I was 235. So I was like,
they was like, we need him.
Yeah. I was a nice size guy. But like I was doing music at the same time, and it's crazy because like a lot of guys, when it's something that you've done your whole life, like football, sports period, whatever it is, basketball, you got guys and girls who have played something since childhood, and then one day it's like figure out something else to do with your life.
Yeah, that's real.
I know a lot of guys that had a problem adjusting and transitioning.
Yeah.
And so it was always actually a prayer of mine that was like, Lord, like when it is my time to transition into something else, like let it be seamless, and thankfully it was. I was able to kind of like when I got cut that last time I was like,
so that was the moment for you to be like, you know what?
I'm done.
Let me go ahead.
Yep,
What was your first move into pursuing music? Was it you relocating to LA?
Before I relocated, I like visited out there. Like I said, I had my cousin out there who was a part of the A to J. Shout out Titus. He was already out there and kind of like laying some groundwork. So I started visiting LA before actually like moving out there. So I'd been out there a couple times, and just to try to figure it out and kind of see what the flow is, because LA is very different. And like, you know what I mean, than anywhere else. Wherever you from, LA is different.
That weather nice from what I hear. I need to.
The weather, yeah. The weather, you aside from January, February, you know what I'm saying, March, you getting into it. So, but that was what it was. So I started. The transition was me visiting out there, and kind of working out there, doing sessions out there, and kind of figuring that out. And then after that, we all signed our first publishing deal with a producer actually from here, from Kansas City.
But it was out there.
It was in LA. Yep.
That's dope. Yep. Okay. KC be everywhere. I give y'all that. Y'all be everywhere.
Yep. Everywhere. We ended up signing with Brian Kennedy, who's also from Kansas City. Yeah. Who was doing great things as well. So that was the springboard for sure.
I feel like on this show we talk a lot about the vulnerability and the transparency of those moments, because sometimes people just listen and be like, "Man, I'm just finna move to a city." Right, like this, things are finna pop off. They don't hear the story of the pieces of I slept in my car. I had no money.
I did.
I was at the studio and those type of things. So was it a moment where you did feel like I need to go back home? No, really,
there wasn't. My thought process and my mindset was always figure it out. There's no time to really feel sorry for yourself or pity or whatever. The thought process was always figure it out. All right, well, because I'm big on putting your energy into the things that you actually have control of.
Yeah, that's real.
And if you don't have control of it, I mean, it's easier said than done. The human side of us is natural to worry, and it's natural to, but I try to put my energy into the things that I actually have control of. If I have control over it, I'm putting all the energy there. From there, that's all I can do. I can't. I have no control over.
Yeah, you can't worry about. Yeah,
exactly.
And like you said, it is way easier said than done.
Yeah, easier said than done for sure.
Because you'll go into something like, I'm gonna be super positive. And then something happened, and you like, then you looking at that Bernie Mac camera, like, America, y'all see this? Like, you know what I mean?
Everybody need one of them following them around the camera.
We need that type of stuff in real life.
Absolutely.
And so, what was your biggest moment when you did move to LA? Of course, the publishing deal, you talked about that, but what was that link up from those moments to you linking up with Chris Brown? Because you've worked with some amazing, talented artists that would be peers of Chris Brown, but the most consistent I've seen in your discovery is Chris Brown. So what was that relationship?
Chris was the first artist to give me a shot. And it's always been love. And I've spent a lot of time around Chris. And I've never seen nothing crazy, so I'm gonna just say that. Like, I've spent a lot of time around him, and I've never seen nothing out of pocket, ever. But me getting to Chris was, I was like I said, we had signed our publishing deal. That's what brought us to LA. So I think the biggest thing was actually getting out there, because you kind of have to be there to, like, when you're starting out, just to figure it out. Because I heard an interview L.A. Reid did one time where he said one of his mentors told him, like, you have to be here. You need to be in L.A. You're going to make more money on accident being here.
That's real.
Than you will on purpose. Not, you know what I mean? So it was one of those things that was necessary. The move was necessary. And so it was a lot of figuring it out early on and writing. You don't know what you don't know. You know what I mean? You don't know what you don't know. And so a lot of times you're oblivious just to the industry. Right.
The politics that come with any industry.
Absolutely. Everything. And you're just, okay, what can I write on? What can I produce on? What can I sing on? You're doing whatever you can. After a while, after some time, discernment starts coming in, and you start to know like that's probably not the best use of my time, or nothing will probably come from me doing that. You know what I mean? But that takes time. It takes time to get to that point.
Yeah. And we hear a lot of stories about songwriters like in the news where it's like, it sounds like I'm going to be honest with you, I hear 50-50.
Oh yeah,
I see success stories like Candy Burrs.
Yeah.
And her pen is crazy. So you see stuff like that where you know like, oh yeah, she got it made. But then you hear sometimes where people then get successful, like Money Long. I think she was doing songwriting for a portion.
She was.
But then she's now getting her artistry portion in.
She was before me. I think she was before my class of songwriters. Really? Yeah. Like my class of songwriters, and it was like Eric Bellinger's, and Eric might have been a little bit before me, but Eric Bellinger, 7th Streeter, like that was kind of like the class of writers that I kind of came in knowing. Yeah, they might, like I said, they might have been a little bit before me, but Money Long, I do remember her, like when I moved out there, like hearing her name and seeing her like moving around in circles, and she was popping off, like she might have started in like the 2006, 5, 6, 7 range, maybe.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because I think she was an artist starting out, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And then, like you said, transitioned into writing, where she like crushed it, you know what I mean? But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of different stories. Everybody's story is different. And so, but for me, it was just kind of just getting in wherever I could fit in, which led to when I signed my publishing deal, Brian Kennedy introduced me to who's now the CEO and head of the Grammys, Harvey Mason Jr., one of my good friends, an amazing guy. I'm glad to be able to call friend. I was doing a lot of work with him early on, and he had just, from my understanding, I think he had a collective called the Underdogs, and they were like ruling music in the early 2000s. But when I met him, it was just him and his group of people. It was like 5 of them, and we hit it off and just started working and collaborating. Around the same time, they were his old partner at the time, Damon Thomas, who's actually from Kansas City, actually
more KC talent.
Yeah, more like who had a string of hits. Also, like I said, from KC. I want to say he might have grown up in Raytown. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, he's born and raised. But they came back together, and then so we all ended up working. And the first song we all did together was "Up to You" for Chris Brown on his Fame album. So we did the song before Chris had come in. We just wrote the song. And then around that same time, I kind of had a 2-for-1. Around that same time, Brian and I were working in Nashville, and we wrote a song called "I Should Have Kissed You," which also ended up on the Fame album. But that was a country song. It started out started out as a country song.
So when you write, I'm assuming you have an idea of where you think this will land off rip.
We actually were not thinking Chris.
Really?
No, with that one. Shout out to Brian for that, to have the foresight to even play it for him, because that's another thing. That's another skill, is knowing what type of record can work for somebody that's not done intentionally for them.
Right.
If you have if you can hear like, oh, this will be dope for such and such. If you can hear a country record and say, oh, this will be crazy for Drake, or this will be crazy for such and such, that in itself is a skill. And I think that's taste. I don't know that you can teach it. I think that's
either you have it.
Yeah, I think that's just taste. Being a tastemaker and knowing, what'll sound good on somebody. So
who did you guys kind of write it for?
We didn't write it for anybody.
It was just.
We were working with a Nashville writer, Brian and I, named James Slater, who was crushing it in country music. And so we had a session, and then we just tried to write a good song. A lot of times I go in, and if I'm not with an artist, my my objective for the day is to just write the best song possible.
Right.
You know,
Because I was wondering, how does that work when you're like not building for some? You just write. You're just writing, and you don't have necessarily an artist that you're like, okay, this is going to come from their voice. Is it a matter of this is how I'm feeling right now? Like, is it you storytelling something from your perspective? How, like, what goes into your process?
A lot of times it can be that. A lot of time also I'm a big listener, and so a lot of times I pull from people around me as well. If I know somebody that's going through something, sometimes I'll write from that perspective as well. So it depends. It really depends. No pun intended. Yeah. It depends on the day, and sometimes you'll say, oh, I've been in with this person, or I've been in with that person, and they're looking for this. I've been in with. And
you can you know the vibe.
And you know the vibe. So then you can say, oh, well, maybe let's gear it towards that. Right. You know what I mean? Sometimes you do that, but at the end of the day, the objective remains the same, is let's write the best record possible that we can today. Yeah. Because I believe that a good record will always find a home. A really good record will always find a home. Residuals was done in 2019. That didn't come out to 2024.
Wow, a pre-pandemic writing. That portion was done.
Absolutely.
Did he cut the vocals for Residuals before?
He didn't cut that till later.
Really?
Absolutely. I wrote that with my good friends, my brothers, Black Tuxedo, Dom and Darius, who we all kind of started around the same time as well. But yeah, we wrote that in 2019, the three of us, and
did that song have a home? In your head. It
didn't at the time. Okay. We did it with Chris in mind.
Got you.
So we wrote it for Chris, but Chris didn't know that then, you know.
Of course.
And so when Chris got it though, I don't believe he cut it right away. I think he sat on it for a second because it was supposed to be on the Breezy album, and then it was supposed to be on the 1111 album, but it wasn't. Right. It was on the 1111 Deluxe.
Got you.
So it didn't make either of those albums, and he kind of sat on it for a second. But
the timing now is impeccable, though. With the way it's been going crazy.
100%, and it's why I try not to get in the way of nothing. I kind of let God do His thing and like let the pieces fall where they're supposed to. Because you're right. Like had Residuals come out on Breezy or on the initial 1111 album, who knows? Like maybe it wouldn't have, had it the moment that it had. So everything happens for a reason. Yeah. So I don't lose sleep on that. But shout out to Chris for, that's the thing about Chris. Chris records so many songs.
Yeah, we know. That's what I said. Them albums be full, jam-packed. We definitely, like, if I need how, of course, you gonna clean the house to maybe some Anita Baker. But if I know I'm gonna be cleaning the house extra long,
you can just throw that joint on
Chris
there
Brown
and let
Deluxe.
it
Oh, a Deluxe. Oh, baby, the house gonna be
50 of them ready.
Hello, to go. Everything folded. Shout out to Kaylani.
Right.
Literally.
Yeah, he that's the thing about Chris is I can honestly say he loves what he does. Chris loves this. You can tell. He breathes this. Chris can go in and in one night do 8 songs in one night, 7 songs in one night. He can record them in one night, right? And like he writes. That's another thing I don't know if a lot of people know is he writes a lot of this stuff. Chris is an amazing lyricist. Yeah. He wrote a lot of the like Disturbia for Rihanna and he's written records for like Joe Jones. Like Chris has written a lot of stuff, and he's great at what he does, but he loves it. He loves what he does, and he started when he was maybe 14. Yeah,
he was in it pretty young.
He was in it young, and he was able to kind of learn from a lot of the greats at that time, and so that's what with that, Chris can put out. So he'll put out all these songs on the album. So Residuals never made any of those albums, but he had the foresight to say, okay, I'm going to put it out now. And when he did, like you said, the timing was perfect. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah. So I got to him, back to your question, I got to him through when I did the record with the Underdogs. And then with Brian Kennedy, the one in Nashville, I had 2 records for Chris, but I hadn't met Chris yet.
Okay, got you.
So when I was with the Underdogs, they were going to play. We had done a few records for Chris, and they were going to play some songs for Chris to see what he likes. Mm-hmm. So he pulled up to the studio, and I'm not a let me make myself known type person. So I'm in the cut.
Right, you chilling.
I'm chilling.
Yeah.
I'm chilling. Like, I did the song for me. Like, it's about the song. So I'm going to let that live and do what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
So he came in and heard the records. And so he hears Up to You. And I kind of see him like lean over to somebody on his team. Cause I think they had told him like that was me singing the demo on it.
That's I was waiting to ask you that is when you are writing the songs, are you cutting them?
I'm singing the demo.
You're putting the demo on a reference. Mm-hmm. Would it be considered a reference track or a demo is different?
No, exactly what it is.
Okay.
Exactly what it is. It's a reference track. Mm-hmm. And he heard my reference of it. And I think they kind of like told him that was me singing. And so I kind of saw him like lean over to somebody and like point to me. Yeah. So I'm like, but I didn't know he had already heard the record I did with Brian, Should Have Kissed You. I think he'd already heard that.
So now he's probably
put the pieces together.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
He put the pieces like, oh, that's the same.
Okay.
So when he left the playback session that day at the Underdogs, shout out to him, man. Like I said, he came over to me and was like, yo, like, you dope. Like, let me get your number. Yeah. And I gave him my info. Didn't hear from him for months, probably almost a year. Mm-hmm. Late one night, I get a text from like 10:30. I'm at home with my wife, like just chilling. Mm-hmm. I get a text at like 10:30, 11. Like, yo, I'm at Record Plant. Pull up. And I'm like, who is this? And then the next text is this CB. And I'm like, oh shoot.
Right.
So I tell her, I'm like, yo, Chris just hit me. Da, da, da. She's like, go.
Ahead,
like,
do
what
your
are you
thing.
Go do what you gotta do. Shout out Tawana, my wife. Like, she's always been supportive. I love that. So she's like, go. So I pull up on Chris. He's at the studio. I pull up, and the first thing he said, he's like, yo, what's up, man? He's like, I'm right. And I didn't even know he was working on the Fortune album at this time, but clearly he'd been working on it. He was like, man, I'm wrapping up my album, and then I realized I didn't have nothing from you on here. And
that's
like,
big.
Yeah, I'm like, dang, respect. So we ended up with 3 records. I ended up with 3 records.
3 is a lot.
On that record, like we
you worked. Jumping off the porch.
Yeah, for real. We worked for like 2 weeks because he was wrapping up the album. Did that, and then I ended up with 3 on there. So he's always been supportive. I don't know, at this point, I think we're like 9 albums in. Yeah.
I lost count when I was I'm like, wait, hold on. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, he's been, and the thing was, like, you have a lot of people who are very, in the industry, who are very, well, what's she working on? Or what's he working on? What have they done? If they're going to be working with me, I need to, like, what kind of record, Right. He was never that. Like, he's always.
Sound like he see the talent and that's it.
That's what it's about. Yeah. He's like, oh, they dope. Bring him in. You know what I mean? So shout out to him. He was a big player in my career. Congratulations to you both, because you're up for Best R&B Song of the Year with the Grammys. Thank you so much.
For It Depends. Yep. So, of course, we're rooting for you here back in Kansas City.
I appreciate that.
Offer Hustle and Hustle and Shine. You got a lot of people over here rooting for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I wish like Residuals. So Residuals was nominated.
Was it too late?
It was nominated for Best R&B Performance this past Grammys.
Got you.
But he submitted it for Best R&B Song. But that was all before, like, the challenges and all of that.
Yeah, that would have been perfect.
Like, it was a little bit ahead. He did a little bit ahead of time. But what's crazy is he could have, and he still could, release like a live version of it and still submit that.
Okay, we need that then.
Yeah, we need that. I'm gonna holler at him.
Yeah, please do. That'd be fire. Now, you mentioned something that I wanted to that I wanted to bring back up, because I feel like people miss this part of, you said Chris Brown, connected with you, y'all exchange information, but it wasn't until almost a year later till he hit you up. Yeah. And I think sometimes people think it's an overnight success, or not just that. Sometimes people take it personal.
Oh, that part. Dang, you hit right on the head.
Because
I was gonna say that.
It took me a year to get into Hot 103 Jams, but I never took it personal. My mama took it personal.
You hit the needle, nail right on the head.
You can't, and it sounded like you didn't do that at all, because you can't.
I tell people that all the time. It's great you said that. I tell people that all the time. you cannot take any of this personal. The second you start taking it personal, you start cutting your own blessings off, because when they do come, you find people who is like, when they do call and they do come for you, then it's like, well, nah, you ain't call me. Then, you know, you never return my call. You never return my text. I don't internalize any of that.
Can't.
I leave it for what it is, and I let that be what it is, and stay focused on the main point, the main goal. The main goal is, I'm trying to accomplish this. I'm trying to accomplish something. Whatever's going to help me do that, let me let that happen. You know what I mean? You said something.
Yeah.
You know
you said it first. I just had to put a little arrow on it and circle it or something like that.
That's absolutely right.
Now,
you can't take it personal.
Yeah, and I know you've had a lot of studio sessions too with people. A lot of experience. And how long has it been?
For
your career as a writer.
I started with Chris. That was 2011.
11.
14 years.
That's major. So almost 15 years with your experience of what some people would say in the industry.
Oh yeah.
And being successful.
Absolutely.
Not just being there and existing, but actually taking up some space in a positive way.
Absolutely.
So for you and you working with other people, what would you feel like makes the best artist? Like regardless of the fame level, what do you feel like when you get in a studio session, you can tell, I like this gonna be good?
I think it starts with the love and the passion for it, like, which is what it takes to be an artist. Like, there's so much that comes along with being an artist that if you don't love it for that, if you don't love it for it and everything that comes along with it, it won't work, because there's so much that comes along with it.
Yeah.
And so you have to be ready to deal with all of that and just love it. And so I think you have to also be a student of the game. You have to be a student of, study the greats that came before you and what was it that made them so successful. Because honestly, it was probably harder then to be an artist.
Right.
Than it is now. You know what I mean? And so, you know, there's a lot of development. You don't really have development now. Now it's a lot easier, microwavable, you know what I mean? It can happen a lot quicker. And so you miss a lot of that seasoning, you know what I mean?
That's
and
real.
A lot of that time it takes to bake and, you know, do what you need to do. And so like Michael Jackson had years before he became MJ.
Right.
You know, the iconic, you know what I'm saying? So, but he lived it, he breathed it, he slept it. And that's like Chris. Lived it, breathed it, slept it. I could say, like, there's a few artists I know that that are cut from that same cloth. Jonas Brothers are another ones that I would.
And I grew up on them. I think it was Nickelodeon or Disney. I think they were on
Disney.
Nickelodeon or Disney, both of them. But I grew up on them.
Yeah, but they live this, they breathe it, they sleep it, and it's second nature. And when you look at it, when you're like close to it and you look at it, that's when you really know, like I couldn't do that, or I could do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's when you really know, because it's so demanding. It pulls from you. You know what I mean? Really pulls from you. But like with Nick Jonas, like Nick was writing a lot of that stuff. What a lot of people don't know, like the early Jonas Brothers stuff.
He was writing it.
Yeah, When You Look Me in the Eyes, Love, I forget whatever their first like major hit was. He was writing a lot of that as a kid. And so you can tell to this day, when I work with him to this day, like it pours out of him. Yeah. Because it's like it's years of doing it. You know what I mean? So I think you have to be willing to deal with everything. That comes with being an artist. Absolutely. Yeah.
Because the love has to be bigger than everything else.
100%. And like I heard somebody the other day, I'm trying to think what it was I was listening to. It might have been Tank and Jay Valentine. Shout out R&B Money.
I was just checking it out. Yeah.
It might have been them, but I heard one of them say, like being an independent artist and then, you know, a signed artist is like, there's only so much you can do. You know what I mean? You have a lot of people that are like, no, I'm keeping my independence. I'm not going, I will never go. Right. But, you know, like they were saying, there's so much there's even more that comes with that when it's all on you as an independent artist.
Absolutely, yeah.
it's even more because you're dealing with everything. You know what I'm saying? You got to answer for dot every I and
Answer
cross
every call.
T, and answer every. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you have to love it in order to really like do it and succeed at it. Because there's a lot that comes with it.
You mentioned being a student of the game and having people that you might also have looked up to in the past.
Yeah.
Now, with your upbringing in the church, musically, who were some of those people for you?
Man, I tell you who the first vocalist that I was exposed to that showed me just a different way of singing as a kid was Kim Burrell. Cause you grow up on, and I mean that probably goes even further back, like the Clark sisters.
Of course, love them.
You know what I'm saying?
I was just bumping like, "Blessed and Highly Favored."
Come on now,
come on now,
yeah. Like they, were some of the OGs in it. But for me, like when I heard Kim Burrell, I'm like, when hearing all the different things I'm like, oh wait, that's different.
That's different, yeah.
It's different, and so I'd say it started with Kim Burrell for me, which like the evolution. Started with Kim Burrell and then Jay Moss, who is their cousin actually, or who is
really?
the Clark sisters' cousin.
I didn't know
they're cousins. But Jay Moss, shout out Jay Moss. He actually did a residuals challenge, which was crazy. Now
I gotta go check it out. I didn't see that either.
Yeah, he did a residuals challenge, and I think he's the pastor now too. But one of the best male vocalists I've ever heard in my life.
Really?
Like, absolutely. J Moss. But that, for me, that was he taught me.
Like, that was it. You heard that, and did you try to mimic it, too? I'm assuming, like,
it showed me, like, just, it opened up the palette, my color palette for harmonies and coloring in a song and there was no cage around. There's no cage around the creativity. You could go here with a vocal,
right?
But as long as you come back to the root of he just showed me.
That sounds like two-stepping. You can do whatever you want to do.
Do whatever
but as long as you end up on that back leg.
Come on, listen.
Come on, I've been in KC a little long now. Give me my points, Casey.
Hey,
Casey cousin.
That's exactly what it is. And he was, funny enough, like he was a gospel artist. He's a gospel artist, and his roots, everything is in gospel. But he was also writing like pop songs for like NSYNC and like songs for like Kelly Price and different ones. Like it started with him to where I was just kind of like, whoa, that he played a huge part in my creativity.
And you are experienced in multiple genres, which I really appreciate because when I look at how I've always told people I want to be as just a person, because I DJ now, but I say I'm not a DJ. I just have the ability to DJ,
I got you.
But then I host stuff. So it's like I want to be able to do a corporate event.
Yeah.
DJ a club.
Listen.
Then do these, but not be labeled as, I that this or that. I can do all of that.
Remove the labels.
Remove the label because talent is talent.
Talent is talent.
And I feel like with you being in pop, being exposed to that, you mentioned, of course, the Jonas Brothers, country, house.
So a lot of that, like my roots are gospel and R&B, but at the same time, my dad, like when I was growing up, my dad would listen to he would have on a lot of your top 40 radio. And so I was hearing a lot of other songs, your Michael McDonald's and Doobie Brothers.
They
from St. Louis. Yeah, I know you're from the Louis.
Hey. We're going to talk about our rights next. Hey. Don't worry about
it. I'm reading his autobiography right now, and he like shouts out Duluth heavy, like being from the Louis. But yeah, like my dad exposed me to a lot of that, like Stephen Bishop, Ambrosia, Kenny Loggins. It was just so many, the Eagles, Phil Collins and Genesis. So a lot of that actually plays into the way that I write. Because I don't write only from a R&B space because the palette and the plate is so big. I'm able to kind of pull from different pieces. So
that's major.
It's why I've been able to get into a lot of the different genres. Thankfully, that I've been able to get into.
Yeah. Would you ever, or have you already done it, host a writers camp in Kansas City?
No, you know what I was doing pre-pandemic though? I was like with a few good buddies of mine who are also in the music industry. Mansa Wakili, he goes by Chief Wakil. Mm-hmm. He's from here, born and raised. Went to Ray South, I believe it was.
Yeah, what high school did you go to?
I went to Hickman.
I
went to Hickman. Yep.
You did tell me that.
Wakil was at Ray South. There was another my cousin who was also part of A to J, Caleb Middlebrooks. Shout out Caleb. He who's also like, he crushes it in the film and TV side of music. Oh. But we all started together. But they would do this. I would come here like before the pandemic and do a workshop.
Really?
With Paseo High School. A buddy of mine, Chris Peacock, was working up there, and we would pull in like the juniors and seniors. Mm-hmm. And we would do a day where we'd come and talk to them, but then I would rent out a studio and then have them come and sit in the studio and actually do a workshop and kind of show them how it works, writing a song from scratch and that kind of thing. That was we were doing that before the pandemic. We did it a couple years and it was great. I'd love to bring that back this next year, but I haven't done a huge scale kind of workshop here though. But there's also another guy who was doing that with me was Joe Black, another producer.
Shout out to him. Yeah, he just opened up District.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to definitely pull up and see the finished product. Yeah. But he was another one that kind of jumped in with us on doing some of that. And so I think it would be dope though to do a city type thing with a Jay White and a Joe Black and a Brian Kennedy. You know what I mean?
Be dope.
It would be really
to have
really,
all of y'all in that one room or that just space and pouring into that. Oh, that'd be dope.
Absolutely.
I think I need to send an email. How on 3 Jams we need to get something popping?
Yeah.
Somebody in admin get the ball rolling. Cut the check. Find a space,
Because you know what? There's so much talent here.
It is, yeah.
There's so much. It didn't, we're not the first to come from here and do it. We won't be the last. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's so much talent from here. There's just a lot of times you don't really know the way out or the way in, depending on how, into the industry. Yeah. A lot of times you just don't know the way. And so it takes somebody to kind of show you,
like, hey, this is the roadmap I use. This might not be exactly for you, but you can at least find your way.
Yeah, and somebody that's not going to prey on your, your lack of knowledge. You know what I mean? Somebody because a lot of times that it's such an old school model. Like, people would kind of prey on, and it's like, what you don't know, so they would kind of prey on that.
Of course.
Know what I'm saying? So it's good to have. It'd be good to have like people like us to kind of tell you what to look out for. Mm-hmm. Like, this is not what you want to do. This is what you want to do. That kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take a quick pause.
Yeah, for sure.
And switch gears into the segment I had mentioned. Okay. I don't know if you got none yet.
Okay. Wait. What was
it's the something I probably shouldn't share.
Right. Okay.
So, I'll share a couple things.
Okay.
That I probably shouldn't share. And these are just moments where I just, I look back on it as an adult now, like, I don't know why I had that impression.
Okay.
So one of those things, I actually was watching the R&B Money podcast episode that you were on. Okay. And Tank actually said it. Uh-huh. He was talking about, he only heard the radio versions of certain songs.
Okay.
So with me growing up the way I did, my mom was strict. So she wasn't really letting me listen to nothing. So when I was with my dad, that's when I heard the unfiltered raw versions. And I was like, I'm like, oh, this is what they really saying? Because he had serious sex. So that's when I'm hearing all of this. But it was maybe a couple Lil Wayne lollipops because it was that era. T-Pain was we in the bed. Like I was probably in 5th grade. Yeah. While we was singing that, we don't know. We innocent. We don't know nothing about nothing.
Facts.
But it was when they used to double up the word. Yeah. I love when they do that though. It'd be like, put that on me.
Yeah.
And now I thought that was how the song was made.
Because that's the editing.
Because that's what the radio was playing. So when I'm like out, I'm thinking, put that. Yeah. So I really low key wish artists kind of do that again because it sounded good. Yeah. Like instead of just cutting the thing, but that was like something that was like I was naive enough at a young age to think that was the actual version.
Okay.
of the song and it wasn't. And I told you,
I might have one.
I was just like, oh, go
I
ahead.
might have one. Okay, let me see. So, but I've written a lot, been a part of a lot of records that have, some of them have profanity in them, right?
Of course.
But I don't swear and I don't curse.
Really?
I don't. I don't. Anybody you talk to about me, they'll say like, nah, I've never heard him.
Really?
Like, no, I don't do it. And I mean, it's my upbringing, but also like my parents didn't
Do
curse.
that. So that wasn't what you was exposed to.
It wasn't what I was exposed to. It wasn't what I was exposed to. And so when I approach my songs, I don't do
put
that.
nothing in there.
So if you hear songs that come out with me on it, whoever I wrote it with, that's who. That's
Yeah,
who
probably
threw it. That's who threw him in there.
Throw a little seasoning in there.
So with It Depends, actually, I'll go there. There's a couple lines in It Depends.
That song's not that bad as far as cussing wise.
Not that bad,
It's
but
not
there's a
that bad.
couple lines in there.
It is. I'm gonna have to go back and
Hey,
listen.
wait, there's a couple lines in there where you'll be like, oh, those lines.
Go ahead and put up these lyrics.
Yeah. Those lines, and you'll see exactly.
And now you telling me if it got cuss words in it and
or so you'll see a couple lines in there. You're gonna be like, oh, and
Dewain wasn't on this one.
So no, not even that. I actually tried to change a couple of those.
Oh, really?
But somebody on the song was
like,
nah, that's it. Let's go. That's next line. Line.
I'm trying to look
next
through.
line. Yeah, comb through it. You'll see.
Too crazy. I'm looking.
Yeah. It might not necessarily be cuss, but there'll be a line. There's a couple lines in there where you're gonna be looking. Like, oh,
and I can and I'll be able to kind of tell that it was like, okay,
for sure. Like, oh, okay, Dwayne wouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, this one line. Maybe you. Hold on. You better believe. Because the thing is, I reading these off here, I got to look at Rap Genius because Google be doing its own version, but it's like girl is better than the.
Yep. That's
you ain't right that.
No, I tried to change that.
You probably tried to put love in there. This ain't the love you ever had before. Okay.
I tried to change the whole line, but
it was like, yeah.
CB, yeah, that's
I
my
get
dog.
that,
That's
yeah.
my dog. That's one thing about bro. Like Chris knows what.
Now,
he
what
was
about the I Freak You Well part? No, that's
that wasn't
not
in
cussing.
there. That actually wasn't in there when we did it. No,
really?
that wasn't in there when we wrote the song.
Okay.
That wasn't in there.
I'm like, that's not cussing, but I didn't.
No, they put that in there. That was put in there after that night, the night we wrote that song.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was put in there after.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see more.
Okay, yeah, you see it more.
Scroll down.
Yeah, scroll.
Number 1 in my top 10. It's 2 lines out there. Oh. CV going crazy.
Hey, wait.
And then meanwhile, everybody on TikTok.
Yeah. Facts. That's one thing about bro, though. Hey. I will say he knows. Chris knows his audience too.
Yeah, for sure.
And again, shout out to his genius. He knows what works for him.
Yeah,
you
and that's why I said that's still not that bad of a song.
And that's why, as a creator, it's why you have to get out of the way. Sometimes you have to get out of the way for the artist to actually they know who they are. So sometimes you have to get out of the way for them to actually be who they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes, absolutely. But yeah, okay, that would probably be the thing there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. This other quick segment I got is called Green and Red Flag.
Oh shoot.
I'm gonna go ahead and pass these to you.
Oh shoot. All right.
So I'm gonna throw out a couple scenarios.
Green and red, all right.
And you're gonna have to let us know from your experience, your expertise, and you actually being in these rooms, if it's a green flag,
okay,
or it's a red flag.
Okay, got you.
An artist who writes their own music. Simple enough. Using AI to perfect your sound. I ain't got a yellow. If you needed a yield, you got to put them together.
I know, right?
But hold them both of them. Yeah. Well, you got to explain that answer then.
Because that can be a good thing, and it can also be a bad thing. One thing that I am noticing, I myself personally have not been up on the whole AI thing
conversation
just yet.
Yeah.
Not yet, but I have been in sessions where I've been in sessions where, and I don't think this is a bad thing. I think this is a good thing. I've been in sessions where we'll write a song, and the producer would say, "Yo, this could." Maybe we wrote it for a male, but after you wrote it, you listen to it and you say, "This could also be dope for a female."
Yeah.
Well, and it depends on the artist. Some female artists like to hear male reference vocals.
Really?
So like a Kehlani or a
I know you work with Sierra too.
Sierra doesn't care. Like a Rihanna or Beyonce, like they like to hear a male vocal on their demos, on their references. But there are some people who can't hear through that.
Gotcha.
So they need to hear
it in there.
Exactly. So I've been in some sessions where it's like, oh, it's 3 guys who wrote this record. Dope record, but this could also be dope for a female.
Right.
And they throw an AI female vocal on it. The producer would throw an AI female vocal on it, and you cannot tell the difference.
Really?
Nope. Can I tell, like, if the artist hears the reference or their label hears the reference, you don't know it's an AI vocal. So that's why I say it's a two-edged sword, low key, because it can be in that instance, in that, like, it could be a good tool to have at your disposal. But and I'll say this too. There's songs on the radio right now that are AI vocals that we don't know.
That we don't know about.
Absolutely.
I forgot who it was. It was someone that has been in the industry for a very long time. And I think he had mentioned that, was it Dallas Austin?
What'd he say?
I don't want to misquote, but paraphrasing, it was either him or another, someone else that would be considered a peer of his that had basically said, hey, back in the 90s, I had used something that was similar to AI to just put like maybe, I don't know the correct term, but it's not like the main track you hear.
Yeah,
but
the
it's
background vocals.
Yeah, the background vocals or something of the sort.
There are songs right now on the radio right now that have background vocals that are all AI.
Yeah.
I actually asked, I was with a producer and I said, yo, do you think there's some songs right now like charting like that are AI? And the producer was like, no, I know for a fact there are.
Yeah.
I have some out.
That's out.
That are, absolutely.
Right, yeah.
Yep.
And I think that's a conversation too, is I think now we're having the conversation, but it's been existing.
Nah, 100%.
You know.
Like it like I said, it depends on, honestly, I think also that if you can sing, like in an age where people are using so much AI, like if you actually can sing and you code, I think it actually increases your value.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It increases because I think the human aspect of it, I don't think that's going anywhere. Like you need that. Even with all the AI stuff, like you still need the human aspect of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even like if you're whoever's prompting this stuff or whatever, like at least right now, it may evolve. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But at the moment, like there's still value in the human aspect of it.
Yeah. Okay, last one.
Yep.
Maybe it's an artist in the studio who has their own vibe that they do. They know how to record. They do everything. They get it done.
Okay.
But the one thing that they don't do is ask other people in their space for their opinion on the track. Would you view that as a green or a red flag? Both. Because
let me get it above the mic. There you go. Because maybe that works. That's what works for them. Mm-hmm. You know, that's the thing with this is that
there's no right or wrong.
It's not one size fits all. So who am I to tell you? Listen, if you're bringing me in, if I'm in the room with you,
of course, you
are bringing me in for a reason. But that reason also is for myself. I'm a good collaborator. Now there's an art to collaborating as well, and everybody's not a good collaborator. A good collaborator knows when to come forward, when to step back, when to let you get out whatever it is. Like I've been in rooms with people to where, like, for me, what I have up here, my thought, whatever it is, I'm not going to lose it. It'll be there until I get it out.
Right.
But there are people that you work with that if you don't let them get out whatever it is that they got at that moment, you lose it.
Yeah.
And then you might lose them as well.
Yeah.
There are certain personalities. So you have to know the personalities that you're working with, the personalities that are in the room. You got to really be aware of that. Everybody's not a good collaborator. Everybody's not meant to collaborate, and that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, but if you're collaborating, you there's an art to it. You have to make enough room for whoever you're working with, and you have to and you have to be able to get the best out of them for that day. And I take great pride in, and I feel like I'm able to get the best out of whoever it is that I'm working with for that day.
Have you ever put together a project or a song, or maybe you just wrote something that you felt like the world ain't ready for this yet?
No, I don't think so. Like I be feeling like, nah, they need to hear this now.
They need to hear.
They need to hear this now. But again,
have you had moments of trying to, when you put something that you do feel like, oh, we need to drop this now?
And
like you're kind of,
they weren't ready.
Yeah,
for it?
or you were kind of nudging them, just like, hey, like, what's up with this? Like, or you just literally let all of them just kind of flow.
There's ways to nudge. I'm not an aggressive nudger,
right?
But I know how to
respectfully.
Nudge. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I know how to nudge respectfully, and to where it don't feel like bro, like chill.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing. You don't want to be annoying.
Yeah, because that'll do it.
Yeah, when we've all had it to where somebody hit your phone and you like, when they name pop up, you like, oh God.
Like, oh brother.
Like, oh dang. Like you hate to see their name pop up on your phone. I don't ever want to be the person to where when Dwayne pops up on your phone, you like, oh God.
Putting the phone away.
You know what I'm saying?
Here you go.
Yeah. So no. I try not to be be like,
because it'll work out. What's meant is meant.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, what's meant to be is going. I mean, it's gonna be regardless. Like we ain't got no control over that. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Speaking of not having control of nothing, I got the LA hat on, but Kansas City is the hot topic right now. As the announcement just came that the Kansas City Chiefs will be moving to Kansas in 2031.
2031, 6 years.
And so, we got some time.
To
get, kick our feet up and get comfortable. But of course, as a Kansas City native.
Yeah, like.
Well, how do you feel about that whole move?
I'm not going to hold you. That's just a drive, 25-minute drive, whatever. Whatever's going to be. I don't lose sleep over that.
You still going to go when you want to,
Like, if you're an actual KC fan, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I mean,
it ain't gonna affect you.
Nah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not me.
I wasn't going to the games anyway. I went to. I support them.
Right.
But I looked at them tickets. I said, I'll watch my homes from. We got my homes at home.
We got the big screen at the crib. We're gonna watch that joint from right there.
We ain't gotta pay for no $30 corn dogs. You know what I mean? We ain't gotta pay $100 for the parking. Cause that parking.
Oh, parking is kind of.
I've tailgated. I've DJ'd a couple tailgates, which is really fun.
Dope.
Oh
wow.
man, yeah. Next time you gotta slide through.
For sure. That's dope.
Oh yeah, those are fun. Dang. So those experiences, that's the only time I've really been to the stadium. I've been to the stadium in the park a lot more than I've been inside that.
So what time do you go out there for that? Like, are you out there like at the break of dawn?
I ain't doing all that now. But I had got booked a couple times. Shout out to the group G27. That's their gate number.
Shout out G27.
They be kicking it, whole buffet and everything. So probably 3 hours before the game. I'm telling you, they do it big. Buffet, drink, the whole bar is decked out. Oh, I got the DJ booth cracking.
Next season.
Oh yeah, next season for sure. Yeah.
When we come back, when we make our comeback.
When Mahomes is back, in good condition.
Yeah, in one piece.
For sure. Shout out to the Chiefs. I mean, change is
necessary. Yeah, absolutely. And necessary. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Everybody went through it. Tom Brady went through it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, he did.
It's necessary for sure.
And what's your thoughts on the state of hip hop? Not hip hop, R&B.
The state of R&B?
Yeah. Because I see a lot of people saying a lot of stuff.
I actually think it's on its way back up. I think now where R&B is headed, you got this Kehlani album about to drop, and it's some amazing material on there, some really amazing material. With her stuff, with what Chris has been doing,
the stadium tour.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Like,
that's major.
you know, that's another thing with him is, I think we had talked about this at the station the other day, is that with Chris, like, Chris realizes that, and these are not his words, this is just what I'm thinking. I think he realizes that as long as he has a record in rotation, going off in rotation, he can tour, he can make his bread.
Of course.
And I think early on, he also realized who was rocking with him and who's not. And he put his, it goes back to what we were saying earlier. Chris puts his energy into the things that he can control and the things that, and the people that are rocking with him. If you're not rocking with him, he ain't putting energy into that. You know what I mean? And I think I don't know if maybe at first he might have been, I'm not sure, but I know at this point, Chris is like, I know who my
base is, my loyal base is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I know who's rocking with me and who's not. And if you're not, farewell, like, you know, do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Literally.
Deuces, literally. Absolutely. But he puts, I think he puts all his stock into that. And as you can see, like, I mean, one of the highest grossing tours ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And stadium tours.
The man was doing a front flip every night. Okay, I might be being dramatic. I don't know if it was a front flip, but he was flying.
He's flying.
He was
flipping.
Flying in the air.
Yeah.
I don't know how he had energy.
Different.
Yeah, that is different.
It's different. And I remember when he came here to KC in 20, like, I don't know if it was 17 or 18. Yeah. It was a minute ago, 2017 or 18. But I remember when he came here, we prayed in the back in the dressing room. Boom.
That's real.
He goes onto the stage. I walk out into the stadium from the back. And that's when it dawned on me. That was my first time seeing it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Seeing the whole performance in the stadium being packed out.
Before he even performed, that part. Seeing the stadium, seeing a 20,000 seater packed out, I was like, I get it. Okay. Like, you do your thing. I was with, like I was saying, Harvey Mason Jr., shout out Harvey. We went to the 11/11 tour, the tour he just did at SoFi in LA.
Gotcha.
And we walk in, SoFi's packed to the rafters. And we walk in and Harvey says, he looks around, he says, and this is the president of the Grammys, he says, this right here, this is why you can't tell that man nothing about what it is that he's doing. Like, you can't tell him nothing. Like, this right here, you see that this mug's packed out, and this was night 2. It's packed out every night.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's different, man. And I'm hoping, I'm praying like he gets the chance to perform at the Grammys. Like, I think that'll be like out of here. Grammys and Super Bowl one day. I think.
Yeah,
like,
Super Bowl. That Super Bowl would be cold.
It'd be like that would be a crazy show. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
Imagine him flying through. I already know he's gonna fly through the place.
That's
off rip. I already know that's. I already know that's part of the plan.
He's flying somewhere for sure.
Like, you know, Usher got the skates. I was gonna say other people had their own little thing, but now that he did that stadium thing, and that was kind of part of the thing people were seeing is like, oh yeah, like you doing stuff that people don't. Especially not every single night are capable of doing.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, he's different.
Is there an artist that you feel like is underrated that hasn't gotten that moment yet?
Underrated.
Maybe you've worked with this individual. Maybe you had your eyes on working with them in the future.
Honestly, I think she's getting her moment right now, Kehlani.
I told you at the station, I've been rocking with her since I was like in high school.
Yeah.
Like, I've been listening to her music for a very long time.
Yeah. I think she's having her moment.
Yeah, she is.
You know what I mean?
And it's crazy to think
one of the coldest vocalists out
doing
here.
Her thing.
Yeah, one of the coldest vocalists. So I think the moment she's having is right on time. Actually, I think it's right on time. I think she's at this point in her career. I feel like she knows what to do with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and how to capitalize. On that. But I think it goes back to the question you had asked before about the state of R&B. I think it's in good hands. I think R&B is in good hands, and I think that with her album, with what Chris is doing, and some of these other artists that are out, Leon Thomas, Leon's crushing it right now. I think with what's on the way, that's another dope artist that I work with India Shawn. Look out for her.
Okay.
She's signed to D Mile, who does all of the Bruno. All the Bruno stuff. She signed to D Mile and Hollywood Records.
I see her. It looks like she did a Tiny Desk.
Mm-hmm. She signed to D Mile and Hollywood Records. She's got some really dope stuff on the way, and her voice is sick. But I think R&B is in good hands, and I think that R&B is getting to a place where you're going to have to be qualified to do it. Mm-hmm. It ain't gonna just be no riff. Like, you can't just put out some stuff and call it R&B.
Right, and just consider it that. You think it's getting back to that type of state?
It's getting back to that state where you're gonna have to be qualified and cut from that cloth.
Yeah. You got to be different.
You got to be in order for that to really. Because when you look at the records at R&B that are going and that are crossing and going number one at Rhythmic and going dang my fault, going off at Top 40 radio and Pop Radio, Hot One. Like, when you look at those records, they're cut from that cloth. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's getting to a place where, if you're not born and bred of it, and it's not in your blood, like,
you can't sing, you can't carry a note.
Yeah, cut it out.
Dang, I thought I had a chance. Dang. You know, I can't carry a note to save my life. Now, I can rap a little bit. I can maybe write a couple of hot 16. That's it. When you start talking about singing, I'm gonna have to get AI involved.
It's a little different. There you go.
It don't, sound better in the shower than it does in public. So there's that. And you mentioned just like we talking about the state of hip hop. Yep. I mean, I keep saying hip hop because normally a lot of times we talking straight hip hop. So I'm excited to talk about R&B.
I got you.
But the Boy Is Mine tour. I'm a big.
I didn't get a chance to see it.
I was gonna ask you. I'm a big Brandy fan. I'm a Brandy fan because
Brandy's also that's a part of my.
You know what they call that vocal Bible?
Yeah, that's a part of my vocal lineage.
Because I mean, and I'm not even just talking musically with her. Like the Mo to the.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The first Black Cinderella. All of these things.
Who do you think was? Dang, this might be a. Controversial. Who do you think was bigger in their heyday, Brandy or Monica?
Well, I'm gonna say I was born 96. So don't.
That was. I mean, no, that was.
Yeah, but I wasn't, and I was. I'm listening to Mary and Kurt Franklin. Even when I was like early 2000s, you know what I'm saying? Facts. In the morning, the sun be young. That's what I'm listening to.
I'm with you. Yeah.
So for me, I mean, I love Brandy, and I could rewatch Moesha any time of day. Like I know that front, back, side. Mm-hmm. But I believe it was Brandy because I feel like she had her foot in other industries outside of Monica, where I've grown to like as a grown woman. I definitely got even more love for Monica than I did when I was younger because I can resonate with where Monica come from. She from Atlanta, like she's down to earth. Yeah. So it's like if I want the feelings where it kicked down, because we interviewed them on our morning show.
Oh, shoot.
Yes, we got a chance to, they called in. It was right before they kicked off their tour.
That's dope.
So I got a chance to actually tell her, like, you gave us feeling.
That's dope.
Kicking down your doors and smacking chicks.
Yeah, that's fire.
I told her that. And so, and then of course with Brandy, just actually all the things that she was able to accomplish and seeing that. I would say Brandy.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like, I think, that's always an argument because it's other people that people drop in and be like, but they're their peers too. And I'm like, I forgot. Yeah. I forgot they would be considered in the same class. Because, of course, somebody being young, I didn't know who was what age. Right. You just see people and think that they're this, but you're like, wait, she couldn't be in the same class as Gladys Knight. Or, right. Like, now we talking to the old heads. Shout out to the OGs, the legends. But Brandy and Monica to me are their legends.
How was the concert?
It was great. I was like 4 rows back.
Oh yeah,
they was blowing that thing down at KC. I said y'all gonna have to chill with the smoke.
That's correct. Were they at the T-Mobile?
Yep.
Okay, fine.
T-Mobile Center. It was a great performance. They did a great job. Unfortunately, I was looking forward to seeing Money Long, but I know she was sick at a portion of that tour. Gotcha. So she had to drop off the tour. And then Maya came in and performed. She killed it.
Shout out Maya.
No, she did her big one. And Coco Jones was here too.
She still looked the same. Maya still looked the same. That's crazy.
Hasn't aged. And then Coco Jones did a really good job of her performance, and her music has been. So I agree with you on the state of
Coco
R&B.
Jones is having a little moment
she
too,
is,
right?
She is.
I'm gonna have to do something.
And she's on
with
Bel Air
sure.
too. And the Bel Air crew was just here in town too.
Oh, let's go.
Jabari Banks, Ali, and then I think they had a couple other cast members that were just in Kansas City.
What were they doing?
So Jabari Banks, who portrays Will Smith on the show.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
he's the lead actor. He had a masterclass, tag teaming actor masterclass. He had it with Elena Page, her studio's next page.
Yeah.
So they had that, and then I know he stopped by a couple hot spots in KC.
Nice.
Brian B. Sean and DJ'd the event that he was at.
Oh, dope.
When he was here. So they kicked it all weekend long.
That's fine.
So we did get a chance to talk to them and have them on the show and stuff like that.
That's really dope.
So it's dope when we can have those moments here, especially in Kansas City.
For sure. Shout out to y'all too, just the people y'all have coming through, and you know what I'm saying, that's big for the city and shining a lot of light and love on the city. You know what I'm saying? Like that's big because I mean KC, like everybody know about KC though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think y'all are doing a great job representing.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Now there's somebody that's probably watching this. They're talented, but they might be a little tired.
Yeah.
They might be like, man, Look, I've been in this thing for 9 years. Yeah. They're just at the point where they're still trying to figure out their journey.
Yeah.
But they're a little bit tired. What would you share with them?
Run your race, and it takes time. You know what I mean? I'll use myself as an example. I've been doing this for 14 years, and not that you measure anything off of accolades or anything like that. But for me, like I've been a part of numerous Grammy nominated and Grammy award winning albums and performances. But this year is my first actual Grammy nomination as a songwriter. You know what I mean?
So that's big.
It takes time. You know what I mean? And not that I look at that every year, but like when you look at just how long it can take sometimes, you never know. You know what I mean? As long as you're doing your part of it, and staying true. And even with doing your part of it, are you doing the most you can do and the best, you know what I mean?
That's right.
Like, and everything that comes along with that. Do you have the right people working with you? Do you? You know, there's just so many components to it. But my advice is to just stay the course and stay the race. If it's really something that
you're passionate about,
100%, you know, 100%. Success doesn't have a timeline. That's the thing. There's no timeline to this. It can be next year. You see a lot of people that see quick success, but then they're not able to sustain it. You know what I'm saying? So it really depends on what it is, you know, what your goals are, because the people that see the quick success and then are not able to sustain it, well, they could be sitting back saying the same thing, like, man, like, you know, so it's, there's no, success doesn't have a timeline, doesn't have a watch. Success doesn't know what time it is, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Don't know this your 20th year doing it.
It has no
like,
idea.
For real, yeah.
It has no idea. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you see people that get it right away, a year in, 2 years. I've personally seen people in the music industry, like every year is somebody there's the flavor of the month and the flavor every year. And they popping for that year. And I've seen this. And in the next year and a half later, you don't hear nothing. So, you know, it's. I think personally, like, the longer it takes, the more. If you're really doing what you're supposed to be doing and learning along the way, I think that teaches you how to, when you get it, keep it and sustain it.
That's real, because it kind of builds that discipline for you too.
It builds the discipline
because you're not so anxious.
So
like,
absolutely.
Okay, what's next? Because if they have a moment that you had with exchanging information with Chris, they would nail biting, slamming desk against the wall, 100, cussing out your girlfriend.
100%. And I trust that everything works. I'm big on that. I trust that God's timing is God's timing. And I trust that everything works out the way it's supposed to work out, because with celebrities, not only, like, you can give a celebrity your number or you can have their number, but they change numbers consistently.
Facts.
I got 5, 6, 7 different numbers in my phone on a Chris or on a Nick Jonas or on a whoever. Yeah. Like, you know, they change their their numbers consistently. So I could be hitting them, they not hearing nothing back.
Right.
Like, man, they just not answering. But they changed their number.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And
Y'all hitting up Paul in Oklahoma.
Y'all hitting Paul in Oklahoma.
Like, come on now.
And so I trust the process because when something like that does happen, when the number is changed, oh, cool, boom. I don't see. Cause then, but I do get the new. I like, hey, yo, this is my new number. Join, lock me in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just think you have to stay the course and keep your head down and focus on everything that you have control over. Because that's all you have control over.
That's all you can do.
That's it. That's it. It's really simple. The idea of it is really simple.
The idea of it. Now, the execution behind going through with it, that could be a little bit rocky.
Absolutely.
It's giving Casey potholes. It's a little rocky. Yeah, I don't know. That's a factor. Now, I've been enjoying this conversation with you. I'm not going to keep too much more of your time.
I got you. Easy.
I got two more questions for you.
Yep.
Because I've talked about this on my show because speaking from personal experience, me, of course, being from St. Louis. Have you had our rice, by the way?
Yeah, what?
The fried rice.
Nah, is it crazy?
It's fire.
Hey, is that
Anybody ever told you?
Nah, I'm out the loop.
Man. You need to, I'm telling you.
So wait, what is it? What's up with
it's a process to it.
Oh,
so it's like it's a day old rice. It's actually fried. It's darker. Because I always say if the rice not my skin color, I don't want it.
You don't even want it.
Don't even look at me.
It's not right.
Okay,
get it out of here.
Selling Panda Express rice. I don't want that. Take it back. So and then it's I say it's so good that it probably do have MSG in it.
Okay.
Like it's probably got some stuff I don't need to know.
It probably got some stuff my body ain't.
It ain't, So I eat it every when I go back home. So I'm finna go back home for the holidays. I'm finna grab me a half order chicken fried rice, no egg. Get gravy on the side. Egg foo young gravy. I'm putting you on game.
Wait, okay. Yeah, you put me on right now.
Do you do eggs?
Yeah.
Okay, so you might like a St. Paul sandwich.
Okay, what's the fried rice on the sandwich?
So no, you can. I mean, you might be. Now
It's getting crazy.
No, this is a separate entity.
Oh, okay.
It's a whole. I don't do the St. Paul because I don't do eggs. You can do whatever you want to do now. That's in your control.
I was trying to see how that worked. Okay,
now people get the St. Paul sandwich. Like my dad, he love a St. Paul sandwich.
What's on the St. Paul?
So it's like I said, it's egg, and I believe it's like it depends on what you want. Okay. So like some people get chicken. And it's like it's combined together and some other stuff. I don't do that because I don't like eggs.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't even play in that land. Yeah. I just want my rice with my gravy. Egg. Give me a peach or a pineapple vest or something like that.
Ooh. Okay, all right. Is it like combination fried rice? Like what?
That's what I'm saying. No, it's you can do whatever you want to.
Oh, okay.
So if you want it's
about
shrimp
rice,
fried.
Though.
Yes, the texture, the quality, it's fried.
All right, dang.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Make a trip to St. Louis just for that.
I'm telling you, all right. It needs to happen. Okay. But back to the question that I had to you is. I moved here from St. Louis. I love my hometown. I wear it on my sleeve. Yeah. I'm still gonna get it tatted one day. I haven't figured out the right tat.
The right one. There you go.
But that's part of my identity because that's my upbringing. Yeah. But I also knew that when I came to Kansas City and learned what I learned and found my love for what I do now, radio, DJing, hosting, all of that, I knew I wanted to continue my career here in Kansas City, especially at Hot 103 Jams and that legacy of being the oldest black radio station in the country.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, in the country. Let's go.
Country. So with that, I knew that I wanted to do that. But sometimes people are scared to move outside of their hometown. Okay. And I think sometimes people get stuck in a conversation is, well, I don't have to go to another city to make it. Yeah. And it depends on what you view as make it. Because you can, but it sounds like when I talk to you, when I spoke to Jay White, when like all the people that I see that are successful, you all had a point in time where you went to another city. Yeah. That doesn't mean that opportunities weren't here, but the opportunity for you was in other cities. So could you just speak to the people on your position on like, if it's encouraging them to step outside their comfort or if it's like, hey, if that's what makes you content, do that.
Yeah, again, like it's not one size fits all. So it's really about finding what works best for you. But, I myself, yes, I moved out there because, again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier, what L.A. Reid was saying, that his mentor told him, you'll get more chances and make more money on accident by just being there.
Around, yeah.
Because the thing about it is you do get those, like I said, 10:30 at night calls, 11 o'clock night calls like, yo, can you pull up? I'm finishing my album.
Yeah.
You do get those, and if you're not there, you miss out on it.
Yeah.
But I also know people that would fly in every 2 weeks. Like, oh, I'm doing 2 weeks in LA, 2 weeks at home, 2 weeks in LA, whatever it is, or 3 weeks, whatever it is.
Freaking flyer miles going crazy.
Going off. You understand? Going off. So it's really finding what works best for you. But I do believe when you're starting out, you kind of have to be there. And there are some cases where, you do have a random case here or there where it's like, oh, they caught a moment or caught a viral moment by just sending something and, whatever it might be. Or like with collaboration, I know people who are heavy collaborators to where it's like, maybe they send stuff back and forth to somebody who is in LA. Right. At the end of the day, it comes down to somebody being
the person that's there. Right.
But there are people who's like, oh, I got somebody I collaborate with. I send it back and forth here, and they go and they make the play. And they do, yeah. You know what I mean? But if you're going out and you're trying to make a name for yourself and build some stake in like I said, that's rare when it happens like that. Majority of the time, you kind of have to,
especially when you're starting out. That makes sense.
Got to be accessible.
Yeah, I heard that.
If you're not accessible, if you're not there when you get those calls, hey, we're going in tonight, then okay, well, let me hop on a flight and get there by the night, or like, you know what I mean? Good luck. At the Godspeed.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of times it's just about being present, and being ready for that moment when you're called on.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
It depends. For instance, I was in a session that day, but let's say I was in KC or wherever else, living in another state. When Chris calls at 9 p.m. and says, "Yo, can you pull up to the studio tonight?" Like, if I'm not there, I can't pull up.
You're like, wait, what time? Can I come next week?
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So him saying at 9 p.m., can you pull up tonight? And me pulling up at 11, it's because I was accessible. I was able to get there.
And that's when you all wrote It Depends.
That was for It Depends, yeah. That was that night, yeah. But had I not been there, had I not been there, that moment might not even happen. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, like it's about being available and being accessible.
Okay. Now, last question for you. Of course, you're up for Grammy. So, we want to send our best love to you.
Thank you so much.
That you all walk away with that. Could you share one goal or something that you're just looking forward to outside of that in the new year?
In the new year, yeah.
We finna roll into 2026. Woo, we getting up there, ain't we?
We are here.
I'm still mad. Where the flying cars at? They lied. Like, what?
Hey, they did. They sold us.
They said, "Oh, we're gonna be flying," and the whole. You got Will Smith with iRobot, and they are getting close to the iRobot vibe.
They getting close to that.
The flying car is not so much.
Yeah, the flying. Nah. Tesla is the closest.
And Tesla ain't even doing good on the ground. So
yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. There's no airtime in the near future.
No, sir.
No, in the new year, something that I did. So with my publisher, one of the things I plan on doing I'm building on in 2026 is I did a joint venture with Disney Music Publishing.
Nice.
So I am in the process of, and I actually we co-publish a songwriter producer named Julian Bell, amazing guy.
Nice.
We signed him last year. He did Chris Brown and DeVito with me, Titanium. Shout out Julian on that. Amazing producer and writer. So he's somebody that we're like really excited about. He's an artist as well, kind of like on a like Lenny Kravitz meets he's different. But really dope writer and producer. Anyway, we're building on our thing, on our joint venture. I'm building on over there. Nice. Shout out Disney Music Publishing. They came to
Congrats on that.
Thank you so much. They wanted to team up and do a joint venture and look into to signing writers and producers to kind of build into the company there.
I like that.
So,
all right.
Yeah, so that's something that that we're expanding on, looking to expand on.
That's big.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
You got so much success, and I'm happy you getting your flowers with, of course, the awards that are attached to your name and all the things that are happening.
Thank you so much.
So hitting them charts, we got the joint on repeat.
Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Run it up.
No, it's in the when working them morning shifts. We be hearing them songs. That's we there for 5 hours. So you can imagine how many times either one of them joints is playing between residuals and independents. We're getting them in several times.
And who knows? We might need to look in, like I said, doing a Hustle and Shine, Jay White, Dewain Whitmore, VK, Joe Black collab with like a music, workshop.
Yeah, well, I'm going to get in contact with Myron Fierce on that, because that music conference, it might be time to make a comeback or something like that to just kind of do some fun to network and get you all in the same room, because I know y'all so busy. So we're going to figure it out. I'm going to send some emails.
Easy.
I'm going to ask ChatGPT to help me format a couple emails.
Come on, easy enough.
Get that thing sent.
Come on, AI.
Come on. Well, Dewain, I appreciate you. I ain't going to hold you no more.
I appreciate you.
It's big love to you.
Likewise. Thank you so much for